So hey guys, it's Tamara coming back at you with another video. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to answer a question that I got, and I'm actually going to post a video today, and then I'm going to also post this question for the simple fact that I think this question might relate to a lot of you. And so I figured maybe I would go ahead and answer the question on camera. So I got an email on my website, anchoredinKnowledge.com, and that's www.anchoredinKnowledge.com. I'll put it over here for you. I got a question on my website, and it was about the process of letting go. And I actually have an adolescent client who is struggling with this right now after breaking up with his girlfriend. I'm sorry, not his boyfriend, but his girlfriend. And one of the things we talked about today actually was being able to let go and looking at what you can and cannot control. And so I want to engage you guys in that activity while answering the question. So let me read the question to you, okay? So the question for me was, hi Tamara, my name is Tony, and I just recently broke up with my girlfriend. Actually, I don't know if she was my girlfriend. Now I'm questioning everything. We broke up about a month ago, and I realized that she never really liked me in the first place. I feel used, manipulated, and controlled. I'm 37 years old, and I don't have time for this. Well, I'm glad you're able to see that, and that's a good realization. He says, Tamara, can you please tell me what I can do to let go of this relationship, even though we're not together and I don't see us ever getting married and having a family? I do feel that she's not for me, and maybe I'm not for her as well. Can you talk a little bit about letting go? That is the hardest thing for me to do. Thanks. All right. So Tony, thank you so much for that question. I think letting go is the hardest thing to do. I've had those situations in my life where I've had to let go, and I'm really not ready to let go, or I don't feel I'm strong enough to let go. So I just keep holding on, right? And even when the logistics of the situation is that I need to let go, and we have gone our own ways, somehow emotionally and psychologically, I'm still holding on, right? Because I want that relationship to work. The problem is that sometimes we're holding on to bare bones. Sometimes we're holding on to the skeleton of the relationship, for lack of a better word, right? Sometimes we're holding on to the bones of the situation because the flesh is gone, right? Everything is gone. And so what that means is transitioning your mindset. And so I want to engage you guys in an activity. I'm going to grab a clipboard because I want you to be able to use this, maybe even for yourself, or maybe even just to kind of help you transition your mindset and conceptualize some things about your relationship. Okay, so let me grab a marker. Hold on, guys. All right. So if you do this with me, I encourage you to. I think that's great. But I would also do this on a piece of paper in your spare time, especially when you're in the moment of kind of meditating and thinking on things. All right. So what you're going to do, I'm going to share the way that I do this with families. So you're going to draw a donut. Okay. You want a donut about that size. And then in the middle, you're going to draw another circle. Okay. So you're going to draw two circles. All right. The middle of the donut, you're going to put things I can control. Okay, so that's going to kind of like be your heading. Okay, things I can control. And on the bigger part of the donut at the top, you're going to write things I can't control. Okay, so things I can't control. That's the heading for the bigger part of the donut. So when I do this with families, what I want them to do is it really is an insight building activity. What I want you to do is make a list of all the things in that particular situation that you can control and things in that situation that you cannot control. So for you, Tony, what is it that you can control in this relationship? Well, you can, or this broken relationship, I should say, you can control a couple of things. One is your actual goals. Right? What are you striving for? Right? What do you want outside of this relationship? You also can control your mindset. You can control your emotions. You can control your aspirations, or I guess goals in this situation. You can control how much you allow this person to manipulate and dominate you. You can control your knowledge about this person's personality and the way they think, the way they behave, right? You can learn about them. You can open your eyes to the manipulation tactics they use, right? You can also control your values, your morals, and how far you're going to let that individual go with you, right? Those are all the things that you can control. You can also control what text you respond to, if any. You can also control the phone calls, if any, that you're going to take, right? Or ignore. You also can control how close that person thinks they can continue to get to you now that you've put up the boundary. Those are all the things that you can control. Now, what can't you control? Well, you can't control their actions, right? You can't control how they talk, how they behave, how they regard themselves, how they show forth their values and their ethics, right? You can't control their belief systems. You can't control their desires and their wants and their needs, right? You can't control how they perceive life and how they perceive you. You can't control their unresolved conflicts, anger, problems, psychiatric needs. You cannot control any of that, right? And so because of that, you're going to have to focus on the things that you can control. And that's why I have people put this in a little circle, because there really is within a relationship only a small portion of what you can control, because you cannot control the other person. So when you realize that, I think that that causes an automatic shift in your mindset, right? It causes an automatic turning of your mindset, just having that insight that there are some things you can control in that situation and there are some things you strictly cannot. And so you're going to have to make that shift in your mind and in your heart eventually. Thanks so much, Tony, for that question. That was a good question. And I do hope this activity, I call it the control activity. So hopefully this activity can be helpful for you in further exploring the things that you can and cannot control. And I hope for the rest of you that this was a helpful video. If it was, please give this video a thumbs up. I ask that you do that. That way other people gain access to this video because it pushes us up in the search results. Also, hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up with some of the topics I'm going to be talking about in this video coming up, because we're going to do another video this day, Friday. We're going to talk about the Dunning-Kruger effect. I'm going to introduce that to you, and then we're going to finish it out next week. But in the meantime, guys, I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.